We're back for video number 3. Welcome back. We've got another project to share with you, and then also, if we can get Facebook to cooperate, then we're going to do our this or that stamping. If not, then we'll just make another project for you right quick. I'm going to attempt to find the video here on Dale's phone, and it's not cooperating. What is it doing? What is it doing there? Yes, that's it. Okay, can you see comments still? Hope you're watching. We'll wait just a minute for some people to be able to hop on.
Got Mary on?
Hi, Mary. Okay, when you join us, if you don't mind putting some type of comment in so we can check and see if Dale is able to see comments on his phone. For some reason on my iPad, it's not been working. We're just...
Cassandra's on?
Hi, Cassandra. See, it's not telling me that, so I guess Facebook knows that we want to do something different today. They're trying to make it difficult. Yeah, I'm not seeing comments on my phone either. Okay, we'll give just a minute.
Judy Pierce and Mary Water on.
Okay, but no comments yet.
Mary says hi.
Oh, okay, great. You can see them. Thank you, Mary.
Jen and Robbie are watching. Judy Pierce says hey.
Okay, thank y'all very much.
Robbie says hello, friends.
Hello,
Jen
Robbie.
says hello.
Thank y'all. That at least that way we can still do our this or that. For some reason, just not coming up on the iPad or on my phone. So it may have something to do with my settings. But we'll figure it out. There's always a way around things. Facebook is never going to stop us from crafting, right? They do not have that power. We're persistent. We'll figure it out.
Donna says hello. Baby Ruth says hey, hey.
Hello, hello. Hey, hey, Baby Ruth. Glad y'all are back. Okay. Well, since Dale can see comments on his phone, we're going to be good for the second part of this video, and we'll go ahead and start working on our third project. So if you are like me, I struggle with sympathy cards. So I wanted to go ahead and share with you a sympathy card this morning, and this is one using the products in this suite. We do have a piece of terracotta tile cardstock on this Mossy Meadow card base. I did put something, yes, I put so that's Bumblebee, you're right. Bumblebee cardstock on the inside. I wanted to kind of keep it more muted and subdued colors. So this is what I chose to do on this terracotta tile, and it's probably not going to show up in the video. And even in person, there's not a lot of texture showing. I ran it through that embossing folder. And then I used a piece of the acetate. It's really, really pretty. And then just stamped the flowers and stem, die cut those, and just added that greeting. Now again, this comes from Healing Your Heart, and it is such a beautiful font. So this is the sympathy card that I came up with. And we are going to recreate this card, but we're also going to use this very same layout and very similar products. Just change the card base and the layer. And pretty much everything else will be exactly the same. We'll change the sentiment, of course, but just to show you how you can pull from ideas that you already have, cards that you've created in the past, and you can make sympathy cards. Now, I wanted to also share with you that our paper pumpkin for February, it's called Bouquet of Hope. And it is designed for those types of cards where there's hardship and heartache. And so if you struggle with those type of cards, I would recommend, and you can do this for just 1 month, subscribing to Paper Pumpkin if you're not already a subscriber. And that would help you get some ideas and have some cards in your stash for those times when you do need them, for those times when you want to encourage someone and just be there and let them know that you're there for support, but you struggle with those type of cards. So that may be a really good resource for you. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started on this project. And to change it up, we're going to be using Flirty Flamingo cardstock for our card base. You like Flirty Flamingo?
I like anything bright.
Oh, you do? Yeah, but we're just going to recreate, but we're going to make sure that we're using more appropriate colors for a birthday. So sometimes just mixing up, changing out your colors will really change the look of the card. So that's kind of what I'm going for here to teach you. Now I'll bring this in. This is Petal Pink cardstock. This is the layer I'll put on top. And I'm not sure, can you tell, Dale, if that even shows up on the camera?
It's running a little bit low.
Oh, okay, there's a little bit of a lag. So this is just for the inside, and then this is the piece we'll put on the outside. It's been run through that embossing folder and just gives that little bit of texture really around the edges.
Yes, I can see.
You can tell. Okay. It's a really lovely embossing folder that you're going to be able to use for lots and lots of projects. So let's go ahead and adhere it down to the inside. Nope, not the inside. This one goes on the inside. That would not work, would it?
It would make your writing look wonky.
It would make your writing look wonky, and I do not need any assistance with that. My writing is already pretty wonky after being a nurse for 32 years. My handwriting is not what it used to be. And now I've got my glue stopped up. Let's see if we can get it going. It's warmed up in here. It's not that. I probably left it open. Y'all know not to be like me. Do the right thing. Close your glue. I don't do that. So we're going to put this really pretty petal pink layer on the inside, and then that embossed petal pink layer on the outside. Oh, y'all are gonna love this embossing folder. The only struggle I have is I have a hard time telling which side is up. I guess this is really the front, isn't it? I'm gonna put a little bit of extra glue on this since it is embossed. I want to make sure that it stays attached because we have other layers that are relying on a good foundation. Alright, let's get this lined up. That's why I love my liquid glue, y'all. Kind of move it over.
Says your Sympathy Card was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. And I think you're going to be surprised. Hang with me here as we stamp. I'll tell you a little secret. But you got to stay with me. Okay, next up, we are using a piece of this gorgeous acetate. And again, remember that it's double-sided, and you've got that silver side as well. I'm going to have, we need to take this off. That's what I was going to check to see if I had already removed that film, and I had not. So we want to take that off before we use it on our project. I'm just going to lay this on here, and I will adhere it down in a minute because I know probably one of the questions you're going to have is how do you adhere that to your card? So, of course, I have a tip for you. Uh-oh, Dell, what did I do with my mat? I know something else I wanted to tell you too. I had my mat with my silicone craft sheet on it, and I don't know where I put it. During the break, I glanced at the front of the catalog, and look at this, y'all. This shows, this is probably Stampin' Up's favorite sweet too, because there it is right there on the front of the catalog. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and bring in our mat. We will go ahead and bring in, let me find it. Why am I so unorganized today? I don't know. I think I'm just so excited. Where did my piece to go to stamp off on go. There it is. Okay, we're back. Crisis averted. So I'll put that little piece there that I'm going to stamp off on because I will need to do that. Got my silicone craft sheet on top of my mat. Get that little bit off. And now I just need some cardstock to stamp on.
Madonna sent you a green heart.
Oh, thank you, LaDonna. I know, I need all the love I can get. Just a little bit crazy today, or most days, right? If you know me. So we're going to be stamping that floral image that you saw earlier. I need more room. And we're going to stamp first in terracotta tile. So let's ink up this stamp.
That's reverse of what you did the other flower.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You did this. Yeah.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Nope, I'm about to mess up. Hold on. Hold, please. Let me clean the stamp. Oh, goodness. Well, it would still work, wouldn't it?
Yep, it would.
It would have still worked, but thank you, Dale, for catching that. I swear I've had my coffee today, y'all. 2 cups. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to stamp off and then stamp the small flowers. Okay. So far, so good. I stamped sideways, but that's all right. So we're done with our terracotta tile, and I think it's a little bit...
That was probably pretty.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why there's 2 sides of the paper.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's clean this stamp again. 3rd time is a charm, right? I did think that looked darker.
If not 3rd, 4th will be even better.
Don't y'all love that you're not the worst stamper in the world? I think I get that award. Okay, here we go. This time, let's use terracotta tile. Let's stamp off. Let's stamp, and we won't stamp sideways this time. How about that? Need another green heart, LD. Thank you. We'll get terracotta tile out of the way. Do they think I'm crazy? Because I am. Okay. Now we're going to bring in what?
Donna says that I should build an addition onto the house so that we could have a larger craft room.
We do have a pretty big craft room right now. When we can finally all get back together, you'll get to see where we moved my craft room. It's quite lovely. So we're going to come in with full strength and add the little accent on that flower. Isn't that pretty? And then I think we'll come in with full strength and add the accent up here. And then we'll do that 2nd generation stamping and add that little bit of color to that side flower. So look how beautiful that makes those flowers. It really adds that depth and dimension. Okay, now I get to use the stamp that apparently I really wanted to use this morning, and we're using Bumblebee Ink next. And now I can use that big flower that you saw me use earlier. I'm probably not going to fit all my images on one, am I?
2nd generation.
Okay, yeah. We're stamping off with Bumblebee. Coming up here and stamping this flower. Okay. So one of the great things about having Stampin' Up! Ink pads and being able to stamp off and use the 2nd generation, even 3rd generation stamping works. You get multiple colors of ink with one ink pad. So that just gives you a little bit more mileage with that purchase. And then we'll come in with the accent. Isn't that lovely?
Madonna says you're doing great.
Thank you, LD. I'm just a little bit wonky today. Better not do anything that might possibly injure me today, because just a little bit off. All right, so we're going to set those aside. Now let me bring in Mossy Meadow and our leaf image that I've managed to lose. Or maybe it got moved to the other table when we cleaned it. Thank you, Dale. And we're just going to stamp this leaf and stem, leaves and stem. I'm going to bring it right here. Just on some scrap cardstock. So I love the way that that really shows up like the brush strokes. Okay, we have our stamping done, finally. And through the magic of television, we'll move this mess out, although that is kind of pretty. Move this mess out of the way. And by the magic of television, we already have our flower and our little grouping of flowers. We have our stem already done, okay? So, this is where I'm going to tell you my little secret. These flowers are the same color as these flowers, and we're using them on a very different looking card, but the flowers are the same. It's just changing up the card base and that layer. That's all we're doing differently.
What? You still stamped on the colored cardstock.
Oh, that's true. Yes, Dale did point that out. So, part of what helps to mute this in color is stamping on the So Saffron cardstock with the Bumblebee, and then stamping on Petal Pink with Terracotta Tile, and then that's Poppy Parade. So that's how we got that effect, and you can see how differently those flowers look when stamped on white versus on colored cardstock. Thanks, Dale. So that's just a really cool trick to get even more mileage out. Now I need to bring in my silicone craft sheet again because we're going to be applying some adhesive. Let me find my Stampin' Seal Plus. We're going to first figure out our positioning that we want. It's going to be just like this other card. Bring in our little stem and leaves. So I want to kind of figure out where I want everything. And I can move this out of the way and go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this little floral image. I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus because I want something strong to hold that on the card. Alright, let's just come right about here. Remember, I'm still on the acetate, but I don't have that adhered down yet. And I'm tipping that just a little bit because I want that stem hidden from that flower. And I think that will work well. On my first card, I had to kind of snip that stem off. I may even bring it, no, we're going to leave it alone. Okay, next, let's put a little bit of adhesive on our leaves.
LaDonna says she's not a flower person, but she likes the way they're looking.
Oh, good. You know, we have a lot of florals a lot of times in our craft supplies. And so I know a lot of times when I see new flower stamps and flower paper, I think I already have enough flowers, but this is just such a fresh new paper. It has a different look to it. And I love these stamps. I always love stamps that make me look like a stamping rock star, that are not hard to line up, and these really are very, very forgiving. So that helps me. Okay, where's my take your pick tool? Get these off, because of course we're going to pop this flower up. Of course we are.
You can't channel your inner Bob Ross and say, oh, this happy flower lives right here.
Yeah, Bob Ross. That's what it made me think of too. Well, that guy's being stubborn. Get off of there. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring this in right about here. So now that we have our images positioned where we want them, we can add this to our card front. And I'm just going to put the adhesive, this is why I did it that way, where we have images. And by using Stampin' Seal Plus, it's a nice strong adhesive, it's going to hold that exactly where I want it. And we'll be good. Life will be good. It's another reason why I want to make sure that that embossed layer is on there really well. Now, I learned this tip from my friend Judy. She a lot of times will turn over her project to, she says give it a back rub, I think. So that way I'm pushing down on that and adhering it well without messing up the front. Okay, the last thing we need to do for this card is to bring in the little sentiment strip, and I hope this shows up too on camera. This is really a cute little frame that we can put our greeting in. Can you hand me an ink pad now? I think that's why we had Flirty Flamingo out, but we may have put Flirty Flamingo back away. And I need to mount this stamp on this block again because it was on the very edge. So if you'll notice, I put the stamp down on my work surface and pick it up with my block because that gives that stamp time to kind of go back to its natural position, and I'm not stretching the stamp. So that will help you make sure that your stamp is straight. Let's bring in our mat. And in Flirty Flamingo, we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. That's a little bit crooked, but of course I had one already stamped that we can use. So let me locate it. On this one, I would really recommend stamping and then cutting it out. It does have, and it may not show, just kind of a little border to this, so it makes it a little bit harder to stamp once it's cut out. Okay, again, adding that to the back, to the bottom, where our stem is. And this time I'm just using mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So I want just a little bit of lift, and this sentiment strip is a little bit smaller.
Yeah, Nora says she loves this.
Oh, good. I just think it's so cool to play with the colors and to see the different looks you can get by using different mats. I love the fact that these flowers are the same colors, but you get such a different look by using different cardstocks. They almost were a different color, weren't they? I just get so excited sometimes, y'all.
It's okay to change it up on them every once in a while.
Oh, is it? Change it up on myself, though. Okay, let's come in with this sentiment here. All right, is that pretty straight? Moderately straight? Okay. So there you see two of the very same layout, just with very, very different looks. And again, we could certainly bring in some bling, and I think the champagne rhinestones would be really good with this card. Don't use too many. You can't. You can't. Haha, that's a funny joke there, Dale. You can't use too many. We've discussed this before. So I think I'll just pop in a couple. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Really pretty. So I really, you know, the champagne rhinestones have been around, I think, a couple of years now. I'm just finding that out.
Cassandra said beautiful card.
Oh, thank you.
Donna loves them both.
Good.
I'm going to paraphrase what LaDonna said. Voila.
Let's see, where can I put another one? Maybe down in here.
And Mary likes the difference.
Yeah,
Using the same ink.
it really does make a big difference. I'll bring those a little bit closer again so you can see the difference in those flowers. That just is really, really cool. A cool tip. And that just extends your ink colors more, and that's a great tip when you want to use a floral image on a sympathy card to be able to mute that just a little bit more. Okay, so there's project number 3, and now we have our new thing for you called This or That. So let me get supplies moved over. Let's see, do you have that little bin, Dale? So we have a bin full of supplies, and what's going to happen is you're going to get to help make some choices. Now I understand that we do have a bit of a lag, so this may take a little bit of time, but I think it'll be fun. So you're going to help us make some choices. And this is going to replace mystery stamping this month. So your very first choice is to let me know if you would like to start with a pool party card base or a petal pink card base. So just type in the comments whether you want the blue, which is pool party, or the pink, which is petal pink. And you will help us design and create this card.
And Judy Pierce says that both those cards were very pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
LaDonna's got a pool party vote.
Pool party, okay.
Donna Fenton is pink.
Pink.
Jan Miller pink.
Okay.
Judy Pierce pool party.
Okay, we're tied.
Cassandra pool party.
Okay.
Mary pool party.
Okay. Uh-oh, pool party is pulling ahead.
Baby Ruth pink. Robbie
Okay.
pool party. So I think with pool
We're
party.
going with pool party? Okay. Petal pink.
Yeah.
We're going to put it over to the side. And we will go ahead with pool party. And I don't think I cut an inside panel for this, but I can always add that later. Even though these are light colors, you know I like to put that either white, or in these cards I use so saffron or the designer series paper. I just really feel like that really finishes off the inside of the card. So that's what I like to do. Now, our next layer, you are going to need to decide if you would like a piece of the designer acetate or this piece of white cardstock that has been embossed with the embossing folder. So those are your two choices next. If you would like the acetate or the piece that has been embossed. So please cast your votes now in the comments. You've got a choice of acetate.
LaDonna says embossed.
Okay, one vote for embossed. So let me just show you. This is how it will look with the embossed, and this is how it will look with the acetate.
We got a designer acetate.
Okay.
From Mary, and Judy says embossed. Cassandra says acetate.
Okay.
They're neck and neck.
Okay.
We got to bet on by a nose.
All right. Hopefully,
Embossed.
Baby Ruth will vote.
And from Jan Miller.
What was that?
Embossed.
Embossed from Jan Miller.
Embossed is pulling ahead.
Okay.
Robbie says acetate.
Okay, we're tied up again.
Donna says acetate.
Okay. We'll
Glad
wait.
there's no voting irregularities of multiple voting.
One vote per person.
Acetate, I think it is.
Acetate. Okay. Well, I will go ahead then. And we will place the acetate here. Now I'm going to do what I did earlier. I'm just going to place that on our card base until we decide the next thing. So as I told you, the dies do line up with some of the floral images. So we've got some die cut flowers from the designer series paper to choose from, or we have this stamped image, and what I did here was use the Stampin' Right markers to be able to color the multiple colors on the flowers and the little berries here. So I used the Stampin' Right markers and then use that huff technique where you kind of blow your warm breath onto the stamp, because when you use those markers it takes a little bit to get everything colored, and then when you huff on it then you're able to re-moisten that ink and stamp. So it gives it a really pretty, very like painted look. They're not perfect, but they're really pretty. So would you like the die cut or the stamped image to go on our card? And I'll show you kind of what that will look like so you can make an informed decision. So we've got die cut, we've got stamped, and we've got die cut. So let me know what your choice is in the comments.
Cassandra voted fussy cut.
No, she did not. You can certainly fussy cut a lot of those images.
Mary says die cut.
Die cut.
LaDonna
Okay.
says die cut.
Okay.
Donna says stamped.
All
Robbie
right.
says stamped.
It's so funny that
Judy says stamped.
it's even and then one of them pulls out ahead. I love this. This is fun.
Baker says die cut.
Okay. You keeping track, Dale? Are we still even?
Cassandra says die cut. We're not even anymore.
Not even anymore. So it's looking like we're going with die cut. Okay. Well, let me give you
Alright.
the stamped image and get that out of the way.
And Jan Miller says die cut.
Die cut. Okay, let's go ahead and place our die cut flowers. And actually, before I actually place them down, I'd like for you to vote for another thing. Do we want to add ribbon or no ribbon? So here's the die cut flowers with a piece of ribbon on the card. Or would you prefer it without ribbon? So please cast your vote. Ribbon or no ribbon?
LaDonna says ribbon. Judy
Okay.
says ribbon.
Ribbon.
Robbie says ribbon.
Okay.
Donna says ribbon.
Ribbon. Okay.
Ribbon it is.
It looks like
Jan,
ribbon.
Cassandra, everybody's falling on the ribbon camp.
Okay. Yeah, this ribbon
Mary
is
says ribbon.
really, really pretty too.
Baby,
That is going to...
that is a unanimous
Okay,
ribbon vote.
Baby Ruth says ribbon as well.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad y'all are in accord here with ribbon. So let me make sure I get a good... Normally I work from the bolt, but because I'm putting this on the designer acetate, which is what y'all chose, I'm going to have to bring it around and... I don't know, do we want... I guess we want a knot. I'm going to go with a knot. I'm going to make an executive decision, you guys. And then I've started something. I've got a little jar. You know, we love using our paper scraps, but now I'm learning to really use my ribbon scraps up. So I think I'm just going to put a little knot over here, and if I have any extra, give myself a little bit more to work with. So Dale, what's the next thing that they need to vote on? Because while I fumble with this ribbon, they could be voting. I think it's the sentiment, isn't it?
Yes, but I'm not sure what we did with it.
I think it was the sentiment that we were going to talk about left. Next, I think it was either happy birthday or I miss you, and it may be whatever we can find on this desk.
It is the happy birthday or I miss you. You are correct.
Okay. Okay, still struggling a bit, but I'll get it done. I'm trying not to pull that too tight, but yet tight enough to make it stay. Okay. So yes, if you will go ahead and vote, and I just assumed that both of those would fit in that punch. I'm sure they will. Pretty sure they will. It'll be okay. Okay, gonna just trim off these ends of ribbon. For what? Oh, they'll be choosing that.
Oh.
They'll be choosing that.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
And what I think I'll do is come in back behind this in a couple of places because we are using the acetate, and bring in some glue dots. Well, if I can find my take your pick tool. Where did it migrate off to? Thank you. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring in a glue dot, come underneath the knot there, and then also
Another happy birthday.
happy birthday. Is it looking like happy birthday? We all need birthday cards, don't we? And we may not necessarily need a card that says I miss you, although Terra tells me that all the time, so
LaDonna wants to know what the two choices are again.
I miss you or happy birthday. I'm just adding little glue dots under there to hold our ribbon in place. That is really going to be pretty. Y'all are awesome card designers, I have to say. Okay, Stampin' Seal Plus. What did I do with it?
LaDonna says I miss you.
I miss you. I think you're outnumbered, LD. I think we had more people that voted for
Jan
happy
says
birthday.
happy birthday. Yeah, we're definitely.
I do miss you though, LD. Miss all of y'all. I'm so ready to be able to get back together again and craft. And we'll go ahead and let me see if I can.
Baby Ruth wants I miss you.
Okay, we're gonna pop this guy up. Again, I made an executive decision. How many I miss yous do we have?
I'm sorry, that's I'm thinking of you is what that's.
Oh, it's well, that's good. It actually says I'm thinking of you, but I think happy birthday already pulled out ahead, didn't
There
it?
is there's a claim that there's fraud in the voting.
I don't know if there's fraud. I swear we were prepared, you guys. Some days it's just, you know, you've been to class before. You know how it goes. Some days are just kind of silly days. And today is one of those days. I'm just taking those off. I've buried my take your pick tool again. Okay, whoops. Well, that landed the right way up, fortunately.
Cassandra is voted twice for I miss you.
She voted twice? How did she vote twice? Oh, y'all did a good job. This is quite lovely. Okay. Now, we need our sentiment. And I'm going to bring in a little piece of cardstock. And we're doing happy birthday?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, we do have a sentiment that says I miss you, but that's not what we put on the block. Would you like I miss you stamped?
No, happy birthday.
Would you like happy birthday stamped in pool party or poppy parade? Please cast your votes now. And then, whatever you choose, you'll need to pull. So we've got pool party or poppy parade.
Pool party.
Thank you. So either our blue or that pretty red that's in the flower. We may not. Do we have poppy parade out? Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do. It's got it over here.
Okay. You have two choices for your ink. We have a couple of poppy parades. Fraud. Poppy parade, poppy parade. I agree. I like that. I think that's going to look really pretty. So let's bring in our poppy parade ink and our little happy birthday stamp. Ink that up. and stamp it here. Oh, this is going to be a bright and cheery card. Y'all have done really, really well. And then, say a little prayer for me, because I decided that I was going to punch this with the classic label punch, and I did not try that ahead of time, but guess what? We're living right, y'all. Perfect. It fits perfectly, so that's good to know. Yeah, I just determined that that's what I was going to use without even trying it. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and put that, I think, up above. Well, I could let y'all vote. If you want to vote, if you want to place it up higher or down lower, let me know where you think that should be on the card while I put a couple of mini dimensionals on the back. This is a crazy day, y'all. Now I lost my mini dimensionals, D. I just used them. Thank you. So you like it up higher on the card or down a little bit? No, awesome card designers. Okay.
Jesus toward the top.
Toward the top. Okay. I like what you're thinking. We'll give time for a couple more votes.
Cassandra said she would love to receive a card that says I miss you.
Okay. Take note of that, Dale.
But does she want it at the top or at the bottom?
Yeah, I like it at the top. I like it down, but I like it both ways, though. So.
Jan says top.
Top. Okay. I think the top is kind of getting the most votes, so let's go ahead and apply that up there. Does that look? No, that is not straight at all. Hold on, guys. I messed that up. Is that better? No.
What?
What?
You got the film on the back. Oh, that's okay.
Oh.
We can pull off a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. No, we can't because I've already glued stuff down. I didn't take the film off of my acetate, you
But
guys.
it's on the back. It's on the silver side.
Okay, is that better?
A little bit more, please.
Okay, I'm struggling just a little bit positioning this sentiment, sorry. Well, you definitely know today that I am not a perfect stamper. And I told you to take that off the back of the acetate, and then I didn't do it. But I think we can still do it. I do have glue dots on the back, though.
Oh, we're missing
Sorry, guys. Give us just a second. So I can tell you while we're waiting, you can let me know if you think we should embellish with the, oh gosh, the gilded gems, which are kind of a gold color, or the champagne rhinestones. Let me know what you would like to use for the embellishment. Thank you. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that film off, am I?
Yeah, that's going to take a little.
Well, should I mess with it or not? Now I've got it going. Oh, goodness, you guys.
We can cut it.
I got us in a pickle.
When you get to the center right there, let me cut it.
Okay. So let us know which embellishment you would like to use while Dale does surgery on our card. You think the gems, rhinestones, the gold, the gilded gems, the gold. Okay, Baby Ruth says the gold. I think that will really pull the, they're still doing surgery, you guys. Hold on. Yeah, I think the gold will pull the gold from that acetate. And I think either way, I mean, we can't go wrong with bling, can we? So that's what we'll use when I get the card back. One moment. He's still working on it. Well, this is a class you won't soon forget, right? I worked on getting projects ready, and it was so hard to decide what we would actually do in class because, like I said earlier, I just could not quit creating with this. Sweet, it's just so very pretty. So thank y'all very much for participating in this and that. Why do you have to remove it? You can tell when you remove that backing, it's much clearer. So if you've ever used our window sheets, you want it to be nice and clear. It does look a little bit cloudy on the back when you have that on there. So it really does make a difference. Okay, let's come in with our trusty Stampin' Seal Plus, and we'll put just a little line back behind our sentiment. We'll come back behind these flower images, if we can, the way I've got that ribbon and all. And what I may do too is just come up to the corner and put just a small bit on the corners, especially down at the bottom since we have the ribbon. I want to make sure that that does not come flapping up, you know. And even over the ribbon just a little bit so that we're able to put this down on the card. Thanks for asking that question, LD. That is a good question, but it really does make a difference. And when you're in person, you can see, most people can see, that that film is still on there. But Dale got it off, so thank you, Dee, for coming to our rescue. Let's see if I can get this somewhat lined up.
It looks good.
That okay? Oops, I almost messed up.
Okay, we got a little bit of...
Okay, let's do a little bit more surgery. We'll bring the card right back. And then we'll just put our gold gems on, and we will be finished with the card that you created. I love it. It's really, really pretty, you guys. Give us 1 second. Sorry about the, not really technical difficulties, just, I don't know what you would call them. Just the CT difficulties.
I still got a little bit of
It's okay.
adhesive.
It's okay. Gorgeous.
And the rest is what they keep to the card.
And then, in the background, while he wasn't rescuing me from my own mistakes, Dale was putting together the supplies that you chose not to use. So there are the cards for this, which is what you designed, or that, which is the items that you decided not to use. So either way, some bright and pretty birthday card, or Cassandra got her I miss you card. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Good, good. Yeah, I thought this was something fun. I think we've done mystery stamping, gosh, for many months now, maybe 7-8 months. So I like to keep you on your toes. And I hope that this will inspire you to pull out some supplies and do a little bit of crafting. I saw where several of you have purchased this paper or this sweet collection, so you're going to be so very happy that you did. And if you haven't yet, you still have time. These supplies in the new mini catalog, these products run all the way through May. So you've got plenty of time to start working on these nice spring projects and make some
lots of comments.
Beautiful, bright birthday cards. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I thought it would be something fun to do. And I just love what you created. It's very, very pretty. Very pretty. Y'all did great. Okay, that is it for stamp class for January. Please let us know if you have any questions. I will go ahead in the group and post a share thread. So if you have been working on crafting projects and you would like to share with us your projects, we would love to ooh and ah over them. It always, it doesn't really surprise me what beautiful projects you make, but you just amaze me with your wonderful talent. And so we love to see what others are creating. It does inspire us. So please share if you've been working on something. I'll get that share thread posted in just a few minutes. So have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will talk with you soon.